All right, the edit and view options. So in Google Docs, you have edit and you have view. Under edit, you've got the undo redo button, which is duplicated right here. Undo redo, you can see Command Z, that's the undo. Command Y, that is the redo. So Control Y, Control Z if you're going to be a keyboard person. You can see the cut, copy, paste that we talked about. So any of these are shortcuts. This one though is a little bit extra. So an example, you can paste or you can paste without formatting. So let's say here we've got this section, share version and rename print. Let's say I want to copy this. If I hold my keyboard and press Command C, or if I do my copy, and then I go down below and I press paste, it went and pasted it with the formatting. But if I don't want that, I can copy and I can paste without the formatting if that's something that I want. So I'm going to get rid of that. So undo, redo, cut, copy, paste, paste without formatting, delete goes without saying you delete something. Select all if you want everything. And then find and replace. I use this all the time when I'm doing letters. If you hold Command F or Control F, or if you do a find and replace, you can get this dialog box. So if you're like, find the word tab, it'll find every instance of the word tab. And you can move through and double check where they are. If you want to replace it with a word, so I'm just going to replace it with all caps, tab, I can replace just that one, or all. All right, so you can replace all. You can replace. This is a very useful tool if you are trying to make sure that you said him instead of her. Did you spell a name right? So for example, there's every instance of the word command, capital or otherwise. If I want to match case, those are the only lowercase commands. There's an uppercase command in there as well. You can also do this by holding Command F or Control F, and then you can basically get to the same place. That's a very useful tool. If you have for example, if you have a letter of recommendation template and you just are replacing a name and then working from there, you can take the names out and replace it with somebody else's name and then work the letter of recommendation. Or if you have a template for lesson plans, you can find and replace and change words really quickly. Under view, this is the print layout. So you can see that line gets real thin, but if I hit print layout, it looks more like the printed page. If I want to be in editing mode, suggesting mode, or viewing mode. Now, what that means is editing mode means every change I'm doing is actually happening. Remember, I shared it with another person. So if I am in editing mode and I decide that I want to put a bunch of words here, I can, and they're there. But if I flip to suggestion mode, which also is over here, if I flip to suggestion mode and I say get rid of that, it becomes green and creates a note so that the person I'm working with can see that note and decide to reply or even accept my change. If they accept my change, it goes away. And those comments and deletions and anything else are all tracked in the comment button. You can do that with your students. So when Google Docs are shared between Google Classrooms, when you assign something, you can flip yourself to suggestion mode and say, you need a comma here, or you need to add some brackets, or delete this. And it creates a conversation live on the document. Showing the ruler. If you want the ruler on every side, you can. That lets you do all of your indents. If you want to see the document outline or not, it is standard now to have a document outline, meaning if there's any headers, it will put the headers there and you can skip to those headers. So for example, Oops, I'm in suggestion mode. Let's go. I'm just gonna make a, see how it recognized that it thinks there's a header there. If I want to jump to that header, I can using the outline button. The equation toolbar, there is a equation editor if you want to insert equations. Speaking to the math department, I don't think this is as robust an equation editor as we could get. So if there is a need for that, you could let me know and we would work on that. Show section breaks. If you have section breaks, you would be able to see them. And then full screen, if you press escape, you can get out of that. So that is the view button. So we went over the edit button and the view button and kind of explained each of those tasks. If you have any questions, please let me know.